Hey y'all, welcome back to Kelly's Kitchen. So the past few days I've been burning this wonderful candle I got from Bath & Body Works. The scent is pumpkin snickerdoodle, okay? And it smells absolutely amazing, just wonderful. And it legit smells like I am baking pumpkin snickerdoodles. So it gave me the thought, why don't we bake some actual pumpkin snickerdoodles and make it really smell good in here. So that's what we're doing today is we're gonna make some pumpkin snickerdoodles and I'm gonna show you how to do it. First thing you're gonna do is grab a bowl. You're gonna end up needing two bowls. You want a smaller bowl and a bigger bowl. The bigger bowl you're gonna use for the wet ingredients. The smaller bowl we're gonna use for the dry, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is we're going to add in 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have a spoon in there still. Look at that. Okay. It's from when I made gravy last night. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is a 1/2 cup measure, so I'm gonna do 5 of these. And just shake it and level it. You don't want to pack it. I'm gonna do this. Don't worry, I have more flour, y'all. Yep. Let me grab some more flour. One moment. All right, got that filled and got my last 1/2 cup in there. So, got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour in there. And also, I did go ahead and preheat my oven at 350 degrees. So, I have that going. So, it's ready once the dough is made. Okay. So, now to my flour mixture, I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. The reason for the cornstarch is because we're adding that pumpkin puree in there. So we'll make sure the cookies actually form up right. So just going to do level teaspoons, which if I can get it level. I like to use the top of a thing like this to level it out. So 1, 2. All right, and then we're going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I am using a 1/4 teaspoon measure to do this because I need 1/4 teaspoon measurement. So just going to do 2 of these for that 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw in 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Not baking powder, baking soda. There is a difference. So make sure you use the right one whenever you're baking. Okay, so 3/4 teaspoons. 1. Well, again, try not to make a mess like me, y'all. You know, that's what we do. 2. 3. But then again, is it really baking if you're not making a mess with it? Like flour's supposed to be everywhere, right? It's just how it goes. Okay. And then, oven's ready. Okay, then we're going to throw in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I got that right here. I'm just going to pour that in. It is always important to put salt in your baking, for the record. And then we're going to do, is the cinnamon? Here we go. Ground cinnamon. We need 2 teaspoons of that. So I'm just going to pop that off. Shake off my cornstarch thing. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, and then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Again, you can use all the correct measurement teaspoons. I just grab smaller ones and go from there. So we need 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to do 2 1/4 teaspoons here. Okay. And then we need 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. Okay. Got ground cloves. I'm just going to do 1/2 of this 1/4 teaspoon to equal that because I don't have an 1/8 teaspoon measure. Or I might. I don't know if I do. So it's about 1/2 of it like that. It's okay if it's a little bit more. It just gives more flavor. All right. So now that I got all my dry ingredients in there, I'm just going to go ahead and stir that all together. It's nothing better than the smell of fall. I'm just saying. Besides, well, the smell of Christmas is probably better than the smell of fall. Everyone has their opinions, but I love the holidays in general. So it's my time to really bake. I love to just smell the, you don't have to smell it. I just like to smell the flavors. Okay. Anyways, so now that my dry ingredients are all mixed together, I'm going to set it aside. And I'm going to grab my bigger bowl. All right. So in this, we want to cream together our butter and sugars. So you want 3/4 cup or 1.5 sticks of softened butter. Now, if you're like me and you didn't have butter already softened, here's a little trick. Put it on a plate, throw it in the microwave for 10 seconds. Then flip it and put it in for another 5 seconds. Boom, softened butter. Easy peasy. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that, because sometimes you want the cookies right now and you don't wanna wait however long it takes for the butter to soften. Okay, so I got that in there. And then we're gonna add in 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. And yes, I said packed. Anytime you use brown sugar, always pack it, always. So you're just gonna press it in there. It's always way better packed. So I'm gonna do 3/4 cup. Oh, and on the butter, I do use salted butter. That is all I buy. Some people buy unsalted, some people buy salted. You can use whatever you want. Even if a baking recipe calls for unsalted, I always do salted. Why? It helps cut the sweetness. So it actually, to me, makes the baked good even better because it's not as potently sweet. Okay. And then we're gonna add, I didn't grab it. Let me grab it. Here we go, sorry about that. 1/2 cup of white sugar. And of course, you want to make this healthier by using, sugar substitutes like Swerve or whatever. You go on right ahead. I personally, during the holidays especially, when I make baked goods, I like to do the real thing. Because it ain't as satisfying if it ain't real cookies, real cake. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Okay. All right, so I got that all there. So I'm just going to grab my hand mixer. And I'm going to go ahead and cream the butter and sugars together. I'm not going to do this on the video because I don't want it to be really loud. So I want to cream this together and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, so I got my butter and sugars all creamed together. So now to this, we're going to add in 1 egg. Okay. 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Stuff's just the best, right? Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so 2 teaspoons. That's okay because a little over, like, you can't have too much vanilla. Let's be honest here, y'all. Okay, so that, let me just try this off a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, canned pumpkin puree. Now, make sure it's the pure pumpkin. You don't want to use pumpkin pie filling, okay? That's gonna be way too sweet and not be right. You want to use the canned pumpkin puree. So I'm just gonna measure out 1/2 cup of that. And fun fact about pumpkin is it's actually very good for dogs. Jax, get out of my kitchen. He heard pumpkin and came running, sorry. It's very good for dogs, and it actually helps dogs if they have an upset stomach. So if your doggy or pupper or whatever has an upset stomach, give them some pumpkin puree, and it helps calm their stomach. Fun fact of the day. You can also use it to make them dog treats. All right, so I got my 1/2 cup of pumpkin. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that into my sugar and butter mixture. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and mix this together as well with my hand mixer. I'm also going to turn off the video for that because I know y'all don't want to hear all that noise. All right, I got that all mixed together and y'all totally missed it. I accidentally, when I grabbed my spatula to scrape my sides, I should have been filming this, knocked my hand mixer and went to fall off the counter, and Jax is right here eating his food. I caught the hand mixer before it fell, but yeah, he got a whole slur of pumpkin and sugar splattered on his head and on the floor, and he enjoyed it. Bloopers in Kelly's kitchen. Okay, so now that I have that all mixed together, make sure that doesn't fall. I went ahead and scraped my sides. So this is what it looks like, right? And now we're gonna add in our dry ingredients to this mixture. And I'm gonna start by hand mixing it with the spatula. And then if I feel like I need to use the hand mixer, I will. I personally just like to mix it by hand. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. So that's what I'm going to do. I guess it feels more authentic that way. Okay, now I'm going to add the rest of my mixtures. Put in about half. Add in the rest. Okay. And then go ahead and mix the rest of that together until you get everything fully incorporated into a dough. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna let y'all watch me do this part. It's so much fun. All right. As you'll see, we got a nice dough. You do want it to be a sticky dough, so that's what the dough looks like. So, that. I have to make sure I get all the flour and everything off the edges, all that goodness. Definitely an arm workout. Woo! Okay. Mixed in, it was a little bit more dry flour there. Get that mixed in. Okay. So, once you get that fully incorporated, you can either chill your dough if you prefer. I'm not chilling it because I never chill my doughs unless it's gingerbread. Why? I don't know. I just don't. So, now I'm going to go ahead and make my sugar cinnamon coating that I'm going to roll the cookies into. So, for that, you want to mix in a small bowl, 1/4 cup of white sugar. Oh, don't want any chunks though. I have a lot of chunks going on here. And we're going to do 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon. It's a 1/2 teaspoon measure, so doing 3 of these. Okay. And then I'm just going to take the back end of this because I didn't grab a spoon. I'm just going to swirl that mixture all together. And boom, we got cinnamon sugar. Yes, you could just buy the pre-mixed cinnamon sugar. I think McCormick makes it, or Cinnamon Toast Crunch also makes it. But there's no point. You're spending a heck of a lot of money whenever you could just make this that easy, okay? Come on now. All right, so I got that all mixed together. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my dough ball maker. I'll show you what I mean. Here it is. So I just got this at Walmart. It makes like 1-inch, I guess, dough balls. Or you can just do it by hand, just guesstimate it. Whatever makes you happy. So I have here my baking sheet that I have lined with a silicone mat. I got this silicone mat. It came with a pack of 3 for 3 different sizes off Amazon. Best thing ever because nothing sticks to it. You don't have to grease it. And they wash very easily and they are dishwasher safe. So highly recommend. Alright, so I got my dough right over here. I'm just going to scrape these edges off. Okay, so I'm just going to take my dough ball thingy, scoop some out, put it in my hand. So go ahead and roll into a ball shape, of course, right? Ball. It's kind of sticky. That's okay. Do that. Make a little dough ball, and then we're gonna roll it into our sugar cinnamon mixture. So I'm just gonna Get that nice and coated. Now, of course, it would be easier to handle if you did chill your dough. Again, I am too impatient for my cookies. So you don't have, so you can, if you do chill it, chill for at least 2 hours. Or you can do up to 2 days. Okay, so got my ball. I'm just gonna set it on my baking sheet. And then I'm just gonna repeat the process until I've made all my dough balls. And fun fact, if you wet your hands a little bit with some water, it keeps the dough from sticking to your hands as much. All right, so I got all my cookies made. The recipe did make 2 dozen cookies. So now I'm gonna throw these in our 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. All right, y'all, and here you have homemade pumpkin snickerdoodles. I just let them cool for 6 minutes out of the oven, and it's delicious. I'm so happy right now. Make you some. Have a great day.